The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on Tom's Radio Toronto are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of Tom's Radio Toronto or its staff. These broadcasts are presented and made public as entertainment and general information only, in the hope that they will be entertaining and informative to listeners. They are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate in any way any disease or condition or to promote any specific lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice, nor is the information presented necessarily accurate or verifiable.
This is African Talk. This is African Talk. Welcome viewers from all over the world. This program is special for Black people in Africa. My name is Josie Sra, and our guest, as usual, Bori Jahazi. Habari yako Bori?
Nzuri sana. Thank you very much. Mimi tupo tunaingia hapa tunakibizana na nchi letu hili.
Yeah, today I don't want to waste much of your time. I just want you to tell us what is the agenda for today?
From last week, when I talked last week, there was things that I did not have enough time to address based on my thought that I think I should try to continue and try to clarify certain things regarding what I was trying to communicate to Black people, my fellow Africans. I know in East Africa, a lot of people are interested in listening in Swahili, but for these two...
I know this is African Talks, and we want to reach all the African people.
For these two talks that I did last week and this week, I would like to speak to all Black people in the world, including people from islands, people from United States, and Africa in general. I might try to reiterate some in other future shows in Swahili for those who do not understand or not interested in listening at us in a foreign language. I mentioned last week that we Black people are the highest populated people in the world. And I try to convey that all Black people in the world are inherently heritage is Africa. So in that case, all Black people in the world are Africans. So I tried to write a letter that I did not finish it really, and I spoke a lot about it after I read the part that I wrote, saying, "Dear Black people, my fellow Africans." And I mentioned that for us to get the respect that we deserve from our fellow humans from different race, we need to get Africa to be rich. And I suggested that that can be done overnight. Today,
how can you make African rich overnight?
I'm going to try to point that out. As simple as working as one unit. If we do that, it's a done deal. I will point out several things as we go through in my head, but I'm trying to clarify certain things. Especially, this is for our fellow human beings from different race that are not Black people, considered to be Black people. Because as a story I gave you in the gas station, the fella that judged me and thought me as a thief, he was darker than me on his skin, right? So that's why I say those who are supposedly not considered to be black people as considered as a race. My intention is not to blame them or condemn them in any shape or form, because I'm going to try to explain why majority of them who are abusive or disrespectful to us is done mostly involuntarily. Is something that is not intending to do. I'll give you an example, right? I'll try to explain to you how the racism work, right? The way a human mind work is very complex, is mostly a mass memory, right? Muscle memory. The way we recognize things and react to things, I'll try to explain through nervous system probably. You see something with your eye, your brain translate that particular thing with your eye, process it, but the what process it is your nervous system. So whatever the information you get with your eye, it goes through your nervous system, and your nervous system will react and send it. It's all form of almost like electricity processing, and to get back to react, whether you should run or fight or whatever the case it is. You see a fire, right? Your eyes recognize the fire. It goes through your nervous system, and a whole bunch of things happen, and you jump and run. And this is all automatic, based on what you've trained, right, with your brain. So when you are repeatedly, continuously, constantly told black people are criminals, or black people are poor, or black people are not civilized, or black people are this, or Africa is this, is inherently, when they see you, right, reacting towards that mass memory. Most of them, the way they act is involuntarily. Someone is getting in their car, they see me walking towards them, right? Immediately, the first thing they do is try to create some form of defense and see if I'm going to rob them or whatever the case it is, until they see I'm getting in my car that is a little bit bigger than them, theirs, more expensive than theirs, or better than theirs, and then you can see relaxed, some of them even embarrassed. But this is not voluntarily, is mostly based on conditioning that happen to them. What they are responsible to do, or what you are responsible to do, is is to recognize that and do not act and entertain it, right, to the point that it causes harm to the other person. Keep it to yourself inside, right? When you try to foster that on purpose, to either harm or stunt someone's growth because of their race, then that become a problem. But majority of them, the way they react, the way they look, the way they behave, right? Just like the fella in a petrol station, right? Because maybe a couple of black people went in the gas station, fill up the gas, and drive off. So they see me, right? Automatically, right? Wanted me to pay before. It's wrong. Right.
So
but what I'm saying is, it's not my intention to blame them. My intention for our talk is for us black people to do something about that, to change that perceptions they have.
So when you are talking about black people to do something and change the perceptives, what exactly do you mean? What do you want black people to change?
No, what I'm trying to explain, I'm trying to beg our African leaders to understand that they have this as the weight for them. to change this narrative about us, to make us, Africa, a rich country. If we are considered as wealth, if black people are associated with wealth, this disrespect will also change, because unfortunately the value of the human have been changed based on their material possession. The respect people get is measured based on what they possess, materialistic. Now, I'm not going to be here against money, because I work very, 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 very hard. I push myself to the limit, trying to get myself this, whatever the illusion of success that they make. So I'm not against it. I'm just saying it's unfortunate. This is the reality. The value of human being has been measured based on the material possession, and by making Africa rich, so will be the value of us based on the way they're looking at us. This is what I'm trying to explain to black people. So what I'm asking black people is try the best to encourage, push, beg, force, whatever that we can do to get our African leaders to buy in making Africa a rich continent. So when people see black people, they look at us as people from wealth, just like the way people look at Arabs, just like the way people are looking at Chinese today.
So what you want to tell the black people is that they should come together and advocate their leaders to utilize the resources we have, so that we can become rich continent.
Yes.
Because in the reality, Africa is not poor.
No.
We have everything we need to be somewhere.
So let me give you a very, very funny example. It's very interesting. I think I mentioned last time that regarding the minerals, gold, tanzanite, and diamond, and something. For over 6,000 years, humans have been obsessed with this shiny thing called gold. It's been used as a currency for over 6,000 years. That was used as a currency for many, many years, and eventually somebody decided to print a worthless paper, but then they use gold as a replacive value of it. And since then, the countries that have more gold reserve in their central bank are the ones that have supposedly more wealth in the world. For example, if you really want to have a proof of that, just find out exactly what G7 are. And their criteria for being G7 is how much gold reserve they have in their central bank.
Yeah,
right?
But if you talk countries like Congo, Tanzania, we used to reserve gold in our central banks, but this system collapsed after. I remember even in Tanzania, by that time my dad was working in Kigoma, and you could, if you have gold, you take it to the bank and the bank buys it.
Yes.
And everything goes to the central bank. But I think that system collapsed.
Because after World War II, during the war, all the manifests, they were calculated based on how much gold reserve you have in your country. This is what it was. That's what they called gold standard, right? So during the war, a lot of these countries that participated in this World War, especially World War II, they had to print a lot of money to be able to buy the supply for the weapons for the war. And because of that fact, right, they realized their value of the money was going to be very, very low because they had they've printed much more money than what they have in a gold reserve to substitute. So they changed themselves from gold standard, and they started calculating the value of money based on inflation, right? They use inflation, which is how much the prices of the how much the price are increasing in your country over time, and they use that inflation as the calculation for the gold. But the funny thing, even that inflation is also linked, right, to how much that what you buy, the prices of things you buy, the money that you use to buy the thing, how much is linked to this precious metal, right? Gold as one of the highest value. They use silver, they use copper, but gold is the one that is more useful. So here is the thing about Africa that really surprised me, and I'll use the example of the country, like my country, Tanzania. Until today, right, gold can still be used as a substitute for money, right? Is not used as a calculation and is indicative of what a calculation for the value of money used. Is not a longer gold standard. Everybody stay away from gold standard. I know there's one country that is going back to the gold standard. I'm not sure exactly that the name of the country that is going back to the gold standard. But nevertheless, gold can still be used as a replacement value for the money. So here is what I found. I did a simple calculation. Let me see. I looked a little bit in internet, tried to find out what is what. I tried to find out what's the national debt of our country, Tanzania. And in here, they were showing about 2020. National debt of Tanzania was, I think, 30.63 billion, right? US dollars. This is the national debt of Tanzania, right? And yeah, 30.63 as 2020, right? And I looked at the price of gold per tons, right? And the price of the gold per tons, they say, is about 46.5 million. That is the price of gold per ton US today. Right?
Yeah, so when you're continuing to explain, let me observe our viewers. Charles Long, thank you for watching us. Privajan, thank you for watching us. This is African Talk. We are talking about the countries in Africa and how they can come out from from poverty. What we said before is that Africa is not a poor continent. We have everything. And our guest today is trying to explain how African can come out from that poverty mentality. Bori, you are talking about gold and the resources we are having.
So I was trying to explain. I was trying to look at this the value of gold.
Yes.
So if you take this $30.63 billion US that the country owe, right? And you look at the price of gold today per tons,
yes,
right? 1 ton is equal to 46.5 million, right? For 1 ton of gold. So when you divide these, right, 46.5 million, right, I think. So when you divide these numbers, says to me here for Tanzania, right, to get out of the debt, we require 600. Well, this calculation did not. We require 658 millions, 658.71 tons of gold.
So that means viewers have to understand that among the countries which are having enough gold and a lot of gold which is supplied worldwide is Tanzania, Congo. we have a lot of gold. If you talk big companies from Canada, Barricks, they all mine gold from Tanzania.
They were saying here,
Yes.
Acacia.
Yeah, Acacia. They are all companies from Canada, and all these people mine gold from Tanzania. That means whatever gold we see in Canada, probably one of the leading countries is Tanzania. So why our leaders in Tanzania not using gold as the value of our country to?
So Acacia, he said, right, a probe into the sector shows Acacia may be exporting 111.88 metric tons of gold annually from its two gold mines, Buzwagi and Bulyanhulu.
Those are gold mines from Tanzania.
If 50% of gold ore, which contains copper and silver, produce 111 tons, it means Buzwagi and Bulyanhulu must be producing 223 metric tons of gold a year. The highest in Africa.
I've been there. So I know exactly. One day I went to Buzwagi and I could see the big plane which can contain more than 40 containers of 40 feet, taking everything from our land.
Yeah, so that's been done. That's based on the contracts and whatever the case it is.
Yeah,
that's to me, all those things that have been happening are irrelevant to me. Is past, right? There are some as I'm going to try to explain to this later when I finish proving my point. So what I'm trying to explain, we owe all this worthless paper. They called money, right? Meanwhile, we can dig ours, and we're just lazy or stupid or not inventive enough to dig the money that we have, and we wait for them to come and dig for us and take it away from us.
I think that is a good. You used one. I like one of the words you used, that we are not inventive. We are not innovative enough to see that we have what we need become.
We don't need to be innovative regarding this, because they come and dig. We know they come and dig, and all we have to do. And these are the two areas, two mining, and we have a lot. In Tanzania, we can go to the places that we haven't signed a contract, and all we have to do is dig our money and pay the debt. We can dig it.
So
we can dig our money from the floor.
I want the viewers to get clear, especially our leaders back home in Africa, that they can dig the gold, reserve it in our banks, and let people come and buy that gold from us.
Yes, whatever that. So
that means we need to invest on this kind of resources, which really the whole world is valued, because.
What I'm trying to explain is funny, because we are behind. They considered us poor. Okay, they're borrowing us the worthless papers that back that worthless paper with what they have in their reserves as gold.
Yeah, they buy our gold,
they're coming to buy the gold from steal the gold from us, right? They come and steal the gold from us, put it in a national reserve, and then borrow whatever that they print as a paper. They say that is backed up by the value of the gold, right? They borrow it to us, right? And then we owe them money. And meantime, we can dig it for ourselves and pay this debt, and we don't have to pay them this much interest for so long. Is what I'm trying to explain?
I get you. Can I interrupt you a little bit? Now I get the point that our previous leaders, like Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, did not want to individual people, or did not want to get contracts of these big companies to come and extract our gold, our minerals. What he did those days, he wanted the nation bank to buy all the gold and keep it in the reserve. The way you're talking today, if you see why Russia is big-headed, it's because they have more than enough reserve gold in their bank.
Yeah, so is US.
That's right? The point. So, why did this white people bring the paper money to us. It's because they knew we have that kind of resource which we can make a difference.
There have been a talks across generations and generations of black people saying that we black people have been cursed by the Creator. Now, let me try to see if I can prove that.
Angela, thank you for watching us. And Jayesh Chukar, thank you for watching us. Viewers, we thank you very much for continuing watching us. You can give us a call too. You can call us on the studio, 416-900-5868. You can call us and talk to us live. What do you think when we are talking about poor countries, including African countries? But also for those people who are outside Africa, Kishore Das, observing you. Thank you for watching us. You can watch us through tomsradio.com. Skype us. For those who are outside the country, you can make a Skype call, Tom's Radio. And we are going to connect you live on our studio in Toronto here and tell us what are your thoughts.
I'll try to prove. I'll try to prove, fantasizing the proof that we black people have been cast using a limited theology knowledge that I have.
Black people, we are cast.
Yes, this is what has been said. This is what has been said. This is what has been said through generation and generation of black people. They say we've been cast. I've heard this from my grandparents. I heard this from my parents. I'm hearing this from my fellow friends of my age, and I'm hearing this from the people that are younger than me. I'm hearing this for the people that in our kids. Everybody. Well, the person who casts us is the cast come from the Lord Creator ourselves. Now let me try to prove that somehow. Right? I'm gonna try to use the knowledge. Maybe it's a fantasy, but I don't think it's going to cost any one of us anything other than just decision to do it. And I'm going to ask for black people to ask the Lord, the Creator, to forgive us for that curse from our ancestors that they did. Now, let me say when that curse came from and why I'm saying this.
Can we go for a short break, at least 2 seconds, and then we come back and tell us where that curse for black people came from?
Okay.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you so much. We have.
Are you an international student who has recently graduated from a Canadian post-secondary school? If you have graduated from a designated learning institution, you could be eligible to apply for permanent residency under the new pathway set out by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. Contact Genesis Immigration Consulting.
It's African Talks. My name is Josie Sla. Shout out to all our viewers. Please stay online. This is African Talk. Bori, you were talking that African people, we are cursed, and
well,
you wanted
this is my fantasy or belief or thinking and maybe a desperate attempt from my idea how we can resolve this problem we have, right? Because it's not possible. We have all these countries with all this much natural resources, and we somehow and we are somehow cannot figure out the way to come out of it and resolve these problems we actually see is happening to us continuously, constantly, year after year after year, but we cannot do anything unless in African culture, when people go through that, they say sometimes it's a witchcraft, right? And I don't think white people are witches, right? I don't think other people races are using witchcraft because it's traditional things that is done mostly in Africa until now, right? But I think possible that we've been crossed, and I'm going to try. This is just an attempt. Maybe this is one thing that we can do, and I don't know if it's worth it or not, but we can try, and I'll try to explain why. I tried to explain last week, and I did not finish to the exactly why I was trying to go with this information. I have said I happen to be a person from the faith of Islam as a Muslim, and our leader of Muslim, Prophet Muhammad, we believe that he took a trip to heaven to see the Lord, the Creator. We call the trip, overnight trip, we call it Miraj. And when he went to that trip, he met all the prophets. He prayed with them. He talked to them. Some of them give them advices. Some of them, everyone had them interactions with him. And he described few of them, and one of them that he described was Moses. And the way he described Moses, he said Moses was black person and African. And what I was trying to say, this is one prophet that we Muslim Christians and Jews all believe that God spoke directly to him in this universe as a God creator, not as the Holy Spirit or whatever the things, as God creator, and he was chosen to deliver his people from the bondage of Egypt, and by him being black, to me suggests that Jewish people were black, and the curse that Jewish people was given by God is after all the miracles Moses did, they passed them across the sea. They went and stopped worshipping the calf again. They made a calf through exactly the same shiny thing, gold, and they start worshipping it, and God cast them and removed them from this. So this is the curse they were given. So it's my belief probably that curse is still following us, right? Because if Moses was black as the way Muhammad suggested, so was Jewish people. We know there is a bunch of Jew tribes that are in Africa, in West Africa. They have Fulani. We have some in Ethiopia. We know that Chaga, Masai were part of that Jews' blood. We know that. So black people were Jews. Probably this is my fantasy. This is the curse, right? What I'm trying to say, right? If the Lord Creator gave us this curse, is my call to all black people in the world, because we are told by the Creator himself, if we ask him for forgiveness, if we pray to him, he will forgive. So it's my call to all black people, regardless of the religion that you are in. If we, each one of us, somehow look up to the Creator, if he's the dogma, if he's the religion, you are in the mosque or in the church at least once a week, look up, ask the Creator to forgive this sin that our ancestors did, forgive this sin that our Creator, our ancestors did among with us. Maybe it might help, because there's absolutely no other reasons Africa should be this way, in my opinion, and it doesn't cost anything. Let's just try. Maybe this will work. I'm not sure.
When you're saying that Africans should confess to God because probably we sin against Him and He cast us.
But not really confess. Ask for forgiveness. Not really confess. Ask for forgiveness.
Confessing is asking for forgiveness. Yeah. So who should do that? Are you making a call to all Africans?
I'm talking about every black person in the world should ask that to the Creator on behalf of all black people in the world. If we are the Jews, as a lot of us believe that Jews were black people, and if that is the case, then we are the one who were cast, right? And if we are the one who were cast, and the Creator Himself say, if we ask Him for forgiveness, He will forgive us. Let's try. It doesn't cost anything, right? Other than there's other things we can do. Dig the money for ourselves in our countries and pay this debt. Make Africa money, and it's possible, because I went to Cuba, right? Cuba, they have two different currency. They have a currency for Cubans that only Cubans use, and all tourists, when you come there, right, you have to buy something called Cuban convertible, right? This Cuban convertible, that's what you use to buy everything else, and is equivalent to US dollar on the value. But if you are not Cubans, you cannot access the Cuban money that Cubans use.
Cuban currency.
So you will go to the store, a Cuban currency will use a Cuba money to buy something for $1, right? With the value of Cuban money. I'm not sure how equivalent that to US dollar, but you as a tourist, you will pay a Cuban convertible, right? So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying Africans to reject the monies from their countries. We can still use our shillings in Tanzania and Kenya and wherever, Rwanda and Burundi, use our money as our own, right? But I don't see why we cannot have African money that is backed with gold reserves that can be used across Africa, right? As one of the currency, just like the way we've been using US dollar, right? This is one way that we can actually increase the value of our economy. This is one way that we'll be able to
come out from that.
Come out of
the way I really agree with you. Viewers have to understand. If you go to Nigeria doesn't have much gold, but it has oil.
Yes.
So why Nigeria is poor and Arabic countries are rich?
This is what I say. I gave example last time. Our African leaders, what they are doing, right, is like taking have a farm of peanuts. And the harvest of the peanuts is one big basket of peanuts, and they take a quarter. They take a quarter of that peanuts, right? And this is not something that they have to plant. No, they don't work in this farm to make this peanut. This is almost like what do they call perennial flowers? Let's just like a perennial flowers. Let's say you have this farm, the peanuts just grow. God gave it to you, right?
True.
And we are not able to go harvest these peanuts during the season to harvest. We let somebody else to come and harvest these peanuts that we have, right? And then one of us or a few of us taking a spoon of these peanuts, and they take the rest of the peanuts. And meanwhile, right, we can try to harvest these peanuts ourselves, okay? And those who are greedy, that like to steal, they can take a quarter right? Instead of one spoon, they can take a quarter of this basket, right? And share the 3/4 with the family, right? Because nobody is planting this gold in Africa. Nobody is planting these nickels in Africa. Nobody is making any effort to put these diamonds in Africa. Nobody is putting any effort to put this oil in Africa, right? This is something that we are blessed by God, and these people come and harvest it, right, and give a little bit
just
of
a
it
spoon
to
of
our
it.
to our leaders, and they say we are corrupted or something. Whatever the case, it is an absolutely a curse, and it makes absolutely no sense.
No, I agree.
It's very frustrating.
We can go back and see the president of Ghana. You know, Ghana, among the African countries, Ghana is the best country with cocoa. So when Switzerland, they're producing. Switzerland is the best country in the world for chocolates. But they don't have cocoa on ground.
Yes.
They buy cocoa from outside. And they're the best. They're selling cocoa in the world. They're selling chocolate all over the world using cocoa from Africa, especially Ghana. And what the president told the Prime Minister of Switzerland that Ghana is no longer going to sell cocoa to Switzerland.
Yeah,
That was a shock.
They want to make their own chocolate.
That was a shock.
Yeah, so wait and see what happened to him in few years, right? See what happened to Ghana in few years. Look at how many sanctions will come to Ghana. What will be the excuses for that? And this will happen, okay? Because Africa, as the continent, right? We're not gonna back him up, right? But if all Africans country, right, back him up, then this is why I keep saying, right?
Yeah, and I agree with you. When that statement came out, I really thought other presidents of Africa, they are going to stand with their resources. If Ghana said we are no longer going to sell cocoa to Switzerland, Tanzania, Congo says, we are no longer going to sell gold to these companies. Uganda say, we are no longer going to sell cotton. We are no longer going to sell all this stuff. Because most of the resources, when you talk in China, when you talk US, most of the resources come from these countries which are in Africa.
Yeah, even if we sell them, we have to sell them with a fair price. I'm not like, if we decide to do that, the chances are there are going to be nuclear bombs coming to our countries. The chances are they will do whatever they can to destabilize whatever that thing. The chances are we'll do whatever they can to make us to somehow control it. I think what we need to do is to unite, be as one unity, but also agree, because they are our fellow human beings and they really do need these resources for survival. All we need to do is to make sure that also benefit us, right? This is why I keep saying that we need Africa constitution. Because what is constitution? Constitution is what is discussed. Human rights. It discuss what a political system should be. But all of that, everything that is in constitution, is based on how the human should strive and survive in the world or in the country or whatever. That this is all the constitutions usually deal with, that the rights, the laws, all that is based in is covered on the constitution. What I'm trying to say, Africa need an Africa constitution that is going to address these things. Right? Africa need the Africa constitution that is going to address an African health. Africa need an Africa constitution that is going to address Africa education. Africa need African constitution that is going to address Africa economy. Africa need African constitution that is going to address Africa infrastructure. Africa need Africa constitution that can address Africa poverty and richness. If we write our own constitution that other African country can follow this constitution towards the growth of our continent, we are not going to have this problem. I am not against our fellow human race. They will do, as I say, everybody will do what is best for them, right? If you allow people to bully you and to fool you, their chances are they're going to continue to do that. Right? If you allow people to get things from you for as cheapest as possible, the chances are they are going to continue doing that. Right? I don't blame them for trying to do what is best for them, because it is what's best for them. They've created this system here. For example, in Canada, right? I can walk in a grocery store, right? And go to and buy a mango, right? For about $1, right? It's very expensive when you convert this to Tanzanians money, or Kenyan money, or Nigerian money. $1, but it's not as much in this country. You can buy it for $1, but there is no mangoes in Canada. Right? If you look at the mango a tree, you have to plant it. I'm planting mango. I have some mango trees. You have to wait at least 3 to 4 years before the mango produce. So somebody have to plant it. Somebody have to water it. And then on top of that, they have to pick those mangoes. Right? Somebody.
But the type of soil is not supportive.
I understand. But I'm just trying to talk about what happened in Canada until I pick up this mango for $1. Right? Somebody get paid to plant this mango and tender it. Somebody get paid, let's say somewhere in Costa Rica or somewhere in South Africa or somewhere in West Africa, right? Somebody got paid to take this and put it in a plane. Somebody got paid to take it from the plane and travel to the thing. Somebody got paid here in the airport to take it out from the plane and put it in a truck. Somebody got paid to go all the way to the supermarket. And even then, somebody got paid to wash it, paying $15 an hour or $17 an hour, whatever the minimum wage is. Somebody got paid to put a stamp is in his mangoes, and I'm only getting it for $1. This is the system they created themselves, right, using our back, right? But you know what? If Africa had to somehow benefit from these mangoes, right, the probably mango here will be $5, right, for them to enjoy. They don't want that, right? We have to figure out the way that they can survive. Because if all of a sudden the mango start costing them $10, $5, $7, they will try to do something to stop it, right? But what we need to do, right, is to figure out the way we can communicate with them, right? Negotiate with them that these things can also benefit us. Right? This is what I'm trying to explain. Their system is created working on our back, right? But we are suffering, right? Through that, right? And at the same time,
the problem is, I'm buying mangoes from Pakistan. Like there are Pakistani people bring mangoes, bring all these kind of fruits. I order them bi-weekly, and they deliver them in the office. These mangoes are good, but they are not even tasty like our mangoes back home. The point is, these people have put a lot of pressure in world trade. It's not easy to bring mangoes from Tanzania. They will tell you they don't have the quality, they don't have the standards, they have nothing. So I think this is what you are addressing to our African people, that let our leaders set our own standards to cope with these national standards. Let them defend it. Defend our businesses. Defend everything.
Tanzania don't need to transport the mangoes to Canada to survive. We have 1.4 billion people in Africa, right? A mango from Tanzania can reach Ghana. The mango from Tanzania can reach Djibouti. Djibouti, their land is not as nutritious as Tanzania, let's say, right? But they will like mangoes, right? They will like think where is it on the Sahara, on the deserts, right?
Yeah.
They don't have all these things. So if we have enough infrastructures, then we can transport these things that are not available in one country to another country. And economy of Africa will be. This is why I keep saying about Africanization, by building infrastructures towards our country. And then infrastructure is not necessarily planes or whatever it is, just roads that connect each other, just like the pipe that they connect Tanzania and Kenya, and Tanzania and Uganda. These things should go across Africa, right? Our fellow human race from other human race that in Africa, instead of trying to sell us as slaves like the way they do that in Libya right now after Gaddafi, right? Because I've seen some videos that they taking people, black people, and treat them as slaves in Libya, right? They are our fellow Africans, but if they decide to join us and pass those pipe of oils across Africa, right? Then they will actually make more money too, right? This.
So what you want to say now, because when we, the good thing of this program is that we are trying to bring solutions to what African leaders and people should do to come out from this poverty crisis. So what you want to say that number one of African leaders, number one thing Africans should do, first you said we should ask forgiveness.
Yes, we should ask God we should pray to God, because it's absolutely ridiculous of what is going on.
And second, you're saying that we don't need to sell things to Westerns to become rich.
No, we have enough population.
We have enough population, and that's what you are saying, that whatever is grown in Tanzania is not grown in Nigeria in that much.
Yes.
But whatever is grown in Ghana, it might not be found in Central Africa.
Yes.
So if we try to build infrastructures which can allow us intertrading among these countries, I understand there's a progress around, but it's not a progress of infrastructure. No,
what happened is not a progress of infrastructure. It's just a progress of some form of agreement or whatever the case. What happened is we getting these infrastructures right in our countries, but the infrastructures they're building, we having these people to come and build the infrastructures, right, to take, they're building a railway from one place to the port, right, so they can transport things to China. They're building a road from one place to another port, so they can transport things to England. Right? Like these infrastructures that we need to build should not be built towards exporting things outside only. Right? We also need infrastructure, because I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that, because we need to supply these things to them, because if we don't, right, they will come and take it by force, and we don't have enough weapons, right, to defend ourselves on that, right? But we also need to build infrastructures that can supply these things to our own.
Thank you so much, Bori. I think we go for a short break, and then you will come back and you tell us, how do you think these infrastructures can be built within our country?
Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. I'll give it a try.
Are you an international student who has recently graduated from a Canadian post-secondary school? If you have graduated from a designated learning institution, you could be eligible to apply for permanent residency under the new pathway set out by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. Contact Genesis Immigration Consulting.
viewers, this is Tom's Radio African Talks, and we have Bori Jahazi, we want to talk about Africa. How can we come out from poverty? Because Africa is not a poor continent. Africa is the richest continent in the world. But what goes wrong, what happened, and what is happening, we don't know. And this is the reason why we always cry for the leaders who can lead us to where God made us to be, because we have everything. We have everything more than Canada. We have everything more than US. We have everything more than China. When you talk China today, they come to Africa to get resources. When you talk of US, when you talk of Canada, all these countries, when you talk about Britain, they have ways whereby they come to Africa to get resources. If you go to Britain's supermarkets, if you go to Sweden, if you go to Denmark, if you go to UK, go to their supermarkets. All the products, the food products you see there, 50% comes from Africa. What is wrong? Why is African continent poor?
And why it doesn't make sense, as I was pointing out before, that all the money that is printed in the world, I know right now they say they're using inflation as the standard for the money, but even the inflation itself is also linked to the gold, and we all know that majority of gold is in Africa. So these people printing paper, right, as a replacement of what they possess as a gold in their national bank, and they borrow that paper to us, right, and they're charging us a lot of interest. We're paying them a lot of money without having a chance of paying it back based on what our national budget is. And what we produce in a thing. Meanwhile, this money that we are talking about, we can dig it from the ground.
Let us talk about African organization, AOU.
Africa is not OAU anymore. Now they call it AU. African Union.
African
right?
Union.
Yeah. So African Union. I have no idea what is the purpose of African Union. Maybe I have to go and re-educate myself and read myself.
I know they've been doing a lot of meetings. They've been doing a lot of planning. They've been doing a lot of strategies. But my question is, all these meetings they have been doing, all these strategies and planning they have been doing, when are they going to manifest? It
is ridiculous. Remember the plan that they did in the African Union of making a 5 vaccine center, and they tell me it's taking 15 to 20 years. This is how ridiculous. They tell the whole continent of Africa of 1.4 billion people, of 54 countries, with all the wealth that we have on the ground, they're saying to build 5 vaccine centers for Africa during the time in like this where they say that the vaccine that we're supposed to get is only enough to save 20% of our population.
By the way, the G7 meeting has the G7 members have agreed to contribute 1 billion doses to poorest countries.
You see, right? Here you go. So at least now, I think, but the doses are
1 billion doses.
Yeah.
Only 1 billion doses to poor countries. So when you talk about poor countries, it's not only Africa.
No. Just a portion of it is going to be 1.4 billion of Africa. So whoever doesn't get a dose it doesn't really matter. But as I said, it's irrelevant what they do. Right? What is important is what do we do? Right? This is what I'm trying to talk to Africans. We have to stop blaming them. We have to stop crying about what they do. We need to do things for ourselves. And taking 15 to 20 years to build 5 vaccine centers, it is absolutely unacceptable. Especially in a situation like this, in a 54 country that have 1.4 billion people that require vaccine, right? It's just that's what I'm saying.
It's a joke. Yes, it's a joke for the citizens of Africa.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is maybe we black people, all of us need to look up to the Creator and ask Him for forgiveness, because it is that's the only to me the only thing that makes sense that we can behave and act this way is that we were cursed.
I really agree with you, Bori, that something is wrong with us. Something is wrong with black people. Not only today we are talking about Africa, but even black people in the Western countries.
This is why I put this. This is why I
we
put
have
this.
Issues.
This is why I put this. In English, I'm not speaking Swahili today. I'm trying to reach all black people, my fellow Africans. You have to recognize that you are Africans. You have to recognize
African descendants.
You are Africans descendant. Whatever that, all these borders and everything, it was just created by. If we want to be totally clear that we all humans are equal. We all just the offspring of Adam, right? These races and everything was created by the social status of other human being, right? But all of us are equal. None should be superior. None should be better. None should look another one bad. None should look another less. However, the way the world have been created today made us inferior to the rest of other human population. So we need to uplift ourselves and no longer be inferior. And if Moses was black, as he was said by Prophet Muhammad, I know not everybody believe on Islam and Prophet Muhammad, but if Moses was black, as he was iterated by Prophet Muhammad, that means and God chose him to be the only person to speak directly on this planet. This means he cannot be the inferior individual, right?
I agree with that. I agree with that statement.
If we are to choose someone superior on these races, it should be the one that spoke directly to create. Now, I am not suggesting that black are superior, right, over other race. I think we are all equal, right? But if we're going to insist that one should be superior based on our race, right, then black people should be.
I agree.
Right.
I agree. Even the Bible, that's what is teaching us.
This is my belief. So no, we are not inferior. We are not less on any kind. Right. This system was created this way. Right. I think we are probably cursed. I do really believe that we are cursed by the Creator, and I really do believe if Moses was black, as what Muhammad said, then means Jews were black, and if Jews were cursed by the Creator because of being ungrateful to Him after all He did, it means all black people were cursed, and the only way to remove this curse is by look above every one of us, whether during your meditation, whether during church, whether it's during the mosque, whatever it is, each one of us look up to the Creator occasionally and make this habit on behalf of all black people in the world. Oh Lord, forgive us for whatever we have done, for whatever our ancestors have done. Maybe it may work. I am not sure.
Yeah,
it's just an attempt, and it doesn't cost anything.
I think,
right? It just costs the decision to do it.
Let us make that an opening, that as we open this program of African Talks, I think we need to ask God to forgive us for everything we did. I really agree with you on that point, that it doesn't make sense, and I really don't understand. And this is why I always ask myself, why are we poor? But anyway, our time is running very fast. So please, can you just 2 minutes and wind up our program for today? I know this is continuation program. Viewers, we have this program every Wednesday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So, Bori, we only have few minutes to go.
I will finish it what I've asked other black people to do. I'm going to look above and ask, oh Lord, our Creator, on behalf of all black people in this world, we ask you to forgive for our sins or whatever we have done that is causing this curse on us. and forgive us for the sin of our ancestors, for whatever they have done that caused this curse on us. Because I really believe that you have cursed us. There's no any other way we can behave the way we have been.
And I'm going to end up by saying, please God, hear this prayer. Amen. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week on Wednesday. No, you are very right. I think I'm also going to...
Are you an international student who has recently graduated from a Canadian post-secondary school? If you have graduated from a designated learning institution, you could be eligible to apply for permanent residency under the new pathway set out by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. Contact Genesis Immigration Consulting